September 20th, 1988. The sun beat harshly on the New Mexico desert. 19-year-old Tara Calico, a vibrant college student, set out on her usual bike ride. She loved these solo rides, a chance to clear her head, to feel the wind in her hair. Little did she know this ride would be different, tragically different. Tara vanished. No trace, no sign, just an empty road baking under the relentless sun. Her pink Huffy bike lay abandoned on the side of the road, a silent testament to a life brutally interrupted. Where was Tara? What had happened to her? Questions swirled like the desert dust, unanswered, echoing in the hearts of her terrified family and friends. Days bled into weeks, weeks into months. The search for Tara continued, but hope dwindled with each passing sunset. The small town of Belen, New Mexico, once a place of familiar faces and comforting routines, was now shrouded in fear and uncertainty. The disappearance of Tara Calico sent shockwaves through Belen and beyond. This wasn't a big city with anonymous faces. This was a place where everyone knew everyone. The thought that someone could simply vanish, disappear into thin air, was unfathomable, terrifying. Fear became a constant companion. Parents held their children closer. Neighbors, once quick with a wave and a smile, now eyed each other with suspicion. Was there a kidnapper in their midst? Was it someone they knew, someone they trusted? The once peaceful desert landscape now seemed menacing, hiding secrets, whispering tales of tragedy. The investigation continued, but leads were scarce, dead ends multiplying like tumbleweeds in the wind. The community, desperate for answers, clung to hope, praying for a miracle. Then, 9 months after Tara's disappearance, a glimmer in the darkness, a clue as chilling as it was baffling. A woman hundreds of miles away in Florida made a startling discovery in a convenience store parking lot. Lying on the asphalt, amidst discarded candy wrappers and cigarette butts, was a Polaroid photograph. It showed a young woman and a boy, both bound and gagged, their eyes wide with terror. The woman, her heart pounding, picked up the photo. Could this be Tara? The resemblance was uncanny, but the image was grainy, the details obscured. The FBI was called in and the photo was analysed, scrutinised, dissected. Was this a cruel hoax, a sick joke? Or was it a tangible link to Tara, a desperate message from a captive held against her will? The Polaroid, far from providing answers, only deepened the mystery, adding another layer of fear and intrigue to the already perplexing case. The sun, already hot, beat down on the New Mexico desert. It was a Thursday, September 8th, 1988. Tara Calico, a beautiful and athletic 19-year-old, was eager for her morning bike ride. She planned to meet her boyfriend for a tennis match later that afternoon, and a bike ride always helped her clear her head and prepare for a good game. Tara's mother, Patty Dole, watched from the kitchen window as her daughter wheeled her pink Huffy bicycle out of the garage. "Don't forget we have to leave for tennis by 12:30, Patty called out, her voice barely audible over the whirring of a neighbour's lawnmower. Tara turned, flashed her mother a bright smile, and gave a quick thumbs up. "Be careful," Patty added, though she knew Tara couldn't hear her. It was a routine they had followed countless times before. Tara's morning bike ride followed by their standing tennis date. But this time, a knot of unease tightened in Patty's stomach. She tried to shake off the feeling, telling herself it was just a mother's intuition, nothing more. Patty Dole glanced at the clock on the microwave. 12:15. Where was Tara? She was never late, especially not for their tennis matches. Patty had tried calling their house several times, but there was no answer. A surge of panic shot through her. This wasn't like Tara. Something was wrong. Patty decided to drive the route Tara usually took on her bike rides. Maybe she'd had a flat tire or a minor accident. As Patty drove, her anxiety grew with each passing mile. The road stretched out before her, a ribbon of asphalt under the scorching desert sun. Patty scanned the roadside, her heart pounding in her chest. There was no sign of Tara, no sign of her pink Huffy. By the time Patty reached the turnaround point of Tara's usual route, a cold dread had settled over her. Tara was gone. Patty Doyle raced back home, her mind a whirlwind of terrifying possibilities. The moment she pulled into the driveway, she dialed 911, her voice trembling as she reported her daughter missing. The Valencia County Sheriff's Department dispatched officers to the Doyle residence, and soon patrol cars were canvassing the area where Tara was last seen. Neighbors and friends joined the search, their faces etched with worry and concern. They scoured the desert landscape, their eyes scanning the arroyos and ditches, their hearts sinking with each passing hour. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the desert floor, the search party grew larger but no less hopeful. They distributed missing person flyers with Tara's smiling face, her bright blue eyes staring out from the page. The community rallied around the Doyle family, offering support and prayers, but as darkness fell, so did their hope. Days turned into weeks, and the investigation into Tara Calico's disappearance intensified. The FBI was called in, and the case drew national attention. Despite their best efforts, however, authorities were baffled. There were no signs of a struggle, no witnesses, and no ransom demands. The only clue, if it could even be called that, was Tara's pink Huffy bicycle, which had been found lying on its side near the edge of the road. The bike offered no answers, only more questions. Had Tara simply abandoned it, or had she been forced into a vehicle? The empty road stretched out before investigators, a silent testament to a mystery that seemed impossible to solve. Where had Tara gone? What had happened to her on that bright September morning? The answers, it seemed, were lost somewhere in the vast expanse of the New Mexico desert. June 15th, 1989. 9 months had passed since Tara Calico's disappearance. Hope, once a flickering candle, had all but been extinguished. Then, a tantalizing development emerged from a most unexpected place, a convenience store parking lot in Port St. Joe, Florida, over 1,500 miles from Belen, New Mexico. A woman, while walking to her car, spotted something unusual lying on the asphalt. It was a Polaroid photograph, face down, partially obscured by a stray shopping cart. Curiosity piqued, the woman bent down to retrieve it. As she turned the photo over, her breath caught in her throat. It was a chilling image, one that would breathe new life into the cold case and send shockwaves through 2 communities. What she saw in that photograph was both intriguing and terrifying, a bizarre tableau that seemed ripped from the pages of a suspense novel. She knew instantly that this was no ordinary snapshot. This was something far more sinister. Her heart pounded as she raced back into the convenience store, her mind racing with questions. The Polaroid showed 2 figures, a young woman and a boy, both bound and gagged. The woman's blonde hair cascaded over her shoulders, partially obscuring her face, but her resemblance to Tara Calico was striking. Her eyes, wide with a mixture of fear and defiance, stared directly at the camera. Beside her, a young boy, his face contorted in a silent scream, struggled against his restraints. The photo was grainy, the colours washed out, as if it had been left exposed to the elements. Adding to its eerie quality was the fact that the photo had been taken inside what appeared to be a van. The interior was dimly lit, the walls lined with some kind of dark fabric. The woman who found the Polaroid immediately contacted the Port St. Joe Police Department. She knew in her gut that this photo was important, that it held a dark secret that needed to be uncovered. Little did she know that her discovery would become a central piece of one of the most baffling missing persons cases in American history. The Polaroid photo quickly made its way to the Valencia County Sheriff's Department in New Mexico. The resemblance of the young woman to Tara Calico was uncanny, and the photo sent a collective shiver down the spines of the investigators. Patty Dole, Tara's mother, was shown the photo. Tears welled up in her eyes and she clutched a tissue to her mouth, her body trembling with a mixture of hope and dread. "It's Tara," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "I know it's her." However, the photo was not without its skeptics. Some experts questioned its authenticity, pointing to the grainy quality and the lack of a timestamp, a common feature of Polaroid photos. Others suggested that the woman in the photo, while bearing a resemblance to Tara, could be someone else entirely. The boy in the photo remained unidentified, adding another layer of mystery to the already perplexing case. Section 4. Dead End. The discovery of the Polaroid photo, while initially offering a glimmer of hope, ultimately led to a dead end. The FBI conducted extensive analysis on the photo, but they were unable to determine definitively whether the woman was indeed Tara Calico. The convenience store parking lot where the photo was found was thoroughly searched, but no other clues were discovered. The boy in the photo was never identified, and no one ever came forward to claim responsibility for taking or planting the picture. The Polaroid, once a beacon of hope, became a haunting reminder of Tara's disappearance and the unanswered questions that continued to plague her family and investigators. The mystery of the Polaroid photo, much like the disappearance of Tara Calico, remained unsolved. Years passed, seasons changed, but the mystery of Tara Calico's disappearance remained frozen in time. The Polaroid photo, far from providing answers, only fueled speculation, giving rise to countless theories, each more unsettling than the last. The small town of Belen, once a place of simple truths, became a breeding ground for whispers and rumors. Some whispered of a serial killer, preying on young women traveling alone. Others spoke of a drug deal gone wrong, a kidnapping gone awry. Every stranger was viewed with suspicion, every passing car a potential threat. Theories, like tumbleweeds in the wind, rolled through the town, picking up speed and momentum, blurring the lines between fact and fiction. Each theory, however improbable, offered a sliver of hope, a chance, however slim, to make sense of the senseless. The not knowing, the agonizing uncertainty was a heavy weight, a burden shared by Tara's family, friends, and a community forever scarred by her disappearance. In 1993, 5 years after Tara vanished, a glimmer of hope appeared, only to be cruelly snatched away. A group of teenagers partying in a remote cabin near Belen stumbled upon a horrifying discovery, a diary filled with disturbing entries. One entry in particular sent chills down their spines. It described in chilling detail the abduction and accidental death of a young woman who matched Tara's description. The author of the diary, a young man known to have a history of violence and drug abuse, became the prime suspect. He was questioned, interrogated, pushed to the brink, but he denied any involvement, claiming the diary entry was nothing more than a drunken fantasy, a sick joke gone too far. Without concrete evidence, the authorities were powerless to act. The diary, while deeply disturbing, was not enough. The young man was released, leaving behind a cloud of suspicion and a community desperate for justice. The Polaroid photo, a constant source of mystery and speculation, took on a sinister new meaning in the years following Tara's disappearance. Similar photos depicting young women and children bound and gagged began to surface in other parts of the country. Was this the work of a copycat seeking notoriety by mimicking a high-profile case? Or was there a more sinister connection, a network of predators operating across state lines? The FBI, now leading a multi-state investigation, explored every angle, chasing down every lead. They consulted with forensic photographers, psychologists, and even experts in the occult, hoping to unlock the secrets hidden within the chilling images. But the truth, like the faces in the Polaroids, remained elusive, hidden behind a veil of fear, speculation, and unanswered questions. Despite the dead ends, the false leads, and the crushing weight of uncertainty, Patty Dole never gave up hope. She became Tara's voice, her tireless advocate, refusing to let her daughter's memory fade. She kept Tara's story alive, granting interviews, organizing vigils, and working tirelessly with law enforcement. Patty's strength and resilience in the face of unimaginable loss became a source of inspiration for others grappling with similar tragedies. She channeled her grief into action, transforming her pain into a powerful force for change. She lobbied for missing persons legislation, helping to create a national database for missing children and adults. Patty Dole's unwavering faith, her refusal to give up hope, serves as a testament to the enduring power of a mother's love. She continues to seek answers, clinging to the belief that one day the truth about what happened to Tara will be revealed. The case of Tara Calico, once a national headline, faded from the public eye. But for those who knew Tara, for those who followed her story, the questions lingered, echoing in the silence left by her absence. Did the Polaroid photo, a chilling snapshot of captivity, hold the key to her fate? Or was it a cruel hoax, a red herring that only deepened the mystery? The unidentified boy in the photo, his face forever frozen in a silent scream, added another layer of complexity. Was he another victim, his identity lost to time? Or did he hold a vital clue, a piece of the puzzle that could unlock the truth? Theories continued to circulate, each one a thread in a tapestry of speculation, woven with equal parts hope and despair. Some clung to the belief that Tara was still alive, held captive somewhere, waiting for the day she would be freed. Others, their hope eroded by time, resigned themselves to the grim possibility that Tara was gone, her remains swallowed by the vastness of the New Mexico desert. Time, a relentless force, marched on. Years turned into decades, seasons blurring together in a relentless cycle. The investigation into Tara's disappearance, once a flurry of activity, slowed to a glacial pace. Leads ran cold. Witnesses faded from memory. The case files, once filled with promise, now gathered dust. A testament to the frustration and heartache of a mystery unsolved. But even as the years passed, Tara's memory endured, sustained by the unwavering love of her family and friends. Patty Dole, Tara's mother, never gave up hope. She became a fierce advocate for missing persons, her tireless efforts inspired by the belief that no family should endure the pain of not knowing. She worked tirelessly to keep Tara's story alive, organizing vigils, distributing flyers, and granting interviews, her voice never wavering, her spirit never broken. Her determination, her unwavering faith, served as a beacon of hope, not only for her family but for countless others who had lost loved ones to similar tragedies. Tara Calico would never get to experience the milestones of adulthood, the joys of marriage, the pride of parenthood. Her future, once bright with promise, was tragically cut short, leaving behind a void that could never be filled. But from the ashes of tragedy, a mother's love ignited a flame that refused to be extinguished. Patty Dole, through her tireless advocacy, transformed her personal heartbreak into a force for change. She channeled her grief into action, working to ensure that other families would not have to endure the same agonizing uncertainty. Her efforts helped to raise awareness about missing persons cases, leading to improved legislation and increased resources for law enforcement agencies. She became a voice for the voiceless, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. Though the mystery of Tara's disappearance remains unsolved, Patty Dole's legacy lives on. Her unwavering love, her tireless advocacy, and her refusal to give up hope serve as a powerful reminder that even in the face of unimaginable tragedy, the human spirit can endure.